Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est lundi le 29 novembre. Here are a few announcements and things you need to know for this week. So we're going to have, as usual, deux discussions, Flipgrid or Meet participation. We're going to have une personne spéciale with a quiz. We're going to have an assessment on numbers from 1 all the way to 70. So there's some information a little bit later on how to prepare for that. You'll have a quick rate, weekly check-in, and optional muzzy. Bon, lundi le 29 novembre. Le mot de passe aujourd'hui, c'est à tes souhaits. Et à tes souhaits, achoo. À tes souhaits is the way that you typically say or address somebody who just sneezed. It does not mean bless you. It literally means to your wishes, like you're making a toast to whatever, this case, to your wishes. And it is what you say when somebody sneezes, even though it does not literally mean bless you. So, à tes souhaits. À tes souhaits. Et aujourd'hui dans l'histoire, c'est lundi le 29 novembre, c'est l'anniversaire de Jacques Chirac. L'anniversaire de Jacques Chirac, il est né en 1932 et il était le président de la France de 1995 à 2007. Okay, 1995 à 2007. So do a little bit of math. Ça fait 12 ans. 12 ans. Il a réduit le mandat présidentiel de 7 ans à 5 ans. So when he started his first term, le mandat était de 7 ans. It was a 7-year term. Mais pendant son premier mandat, during his first, or actually it might have been during his second, I can't remember, but during one of his terms, he actually reduced, il a réduit le mandat à 5 ans. So those 12 ans were actually spent not equally between two terms, but 7 ans pour mandat numéro 1 et 5 ans pour mandat numéro 2. Okay. Il y avait une tentative d'assassinat contre Chirac en 2002. Assassinat, obviously a cognate. So down here in English, how many terms did Chirac serve and how long did each one last? I pretty much already answered that question for you, so hopefully that'll be pretty simple. And then what happened to Chirac in 2002? There's also a video here that you can watch that shows a little bit about the various presidents of France. So you're welcome to watch that.
We're OfferPad, and we want to buy your home.
But first you have to watch some commercials, of course. So that is your discussion pour aujourd'hui. Weekend talk. So we have a Jamboard that will take you to, or a link that will take you to a Jamboard that will ask you, qu'est-ce que tu as fait during le long weekend? We could also call that les vacances de Thanksgiving. Est-ce que tu as regardé du football américain? Regardé du football américain. Est-ce que tu as cuisiné? Cuisiné. Can't see it very well because of where there we go. Cuisiner, cuisiner. Est-ce que tu as passé du temps avec ta famille? Est-ce que tu as beaucoup mangé? Beaucoup mangé. Ou est-ce que tu as dormi? Dormi. Alors, pour la réponse, pendant le long week-end, j'ai... you can say more than one thing for your Flipgrid. For now, you can put your name just next to one of them as we've been doing before. And then we will hear from you either during our meet, mercredi on Wednesday, or in your Flipgrid. Okay. Okay. Lastly, La chanson de la semaine. So you have a quiz coming up vendredi, on Friday. That quiz is going to be over the numbers from 1 to 70. So the different songs that we've had before go through 1 through 20 and then 21 through 50. This one goes from 50 to 70. So you're expected to know all the numbers from 50 through 70. The songs may not be the best way for you to study. So you are also welcome to use this Quizlet. So you can get to it with this link here, but it's also, if you just open up your class Quizlet, it's also part of your class Quizlet. It's just called Les Nombres, and the number 70 is here because that's how high you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to, well, actually, let's go through these because they tend to be tricky. So 9, 10, then we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. After 20, things get a little easier because you're just repeating 21, 22, 23. Remember, the A gets dropped after the first number in each sequence of 10. So 21, then just 22, not 22. So 21, 22, 23, all the way up to 29, and then we have 30, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, 39, and then 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, all the way up to 49, 50, 57, 58, 59, 60. Okay, so 60 tends to be tricky to remember. 60 is the prefix or the beginning of what you're going to use for all the 60s and the 70s. So this is how it goes. We have 60, 61, 62, 63, just like we've seen with the other number sequences, all the way up to 69. But then you literally have 70, so it's literally 60, 10. Now after that, although your quiz is only going to go up to 70, after 70, you have 71, literally 60, 11 for 71, 72, 60, 12, 73, 60, 13, etc. So you go through from 10 to 19 to get from 70 to 79, and then you have a different number for 80. So anyway, kind of interesting. Hopefully makes your life a little bit easier because there's less to memorize. But I know especially 40 et 60 tends to be difficult for students to remember. So go through this Quizlet. Your quiz will actually be out loud. So you'll be listening to me in a video saying these different numbers, and you'll have to put in your Google form what number you're hearing. So when you're on the Quizlet, use the audio for sure. You don't need to know how to spell the numbers really, but you do need to be able to recognize them when you hear them. So use the audio on Quizlet to the extent that you can. Okay, that is it for today. Au revoir tout le monde.